Hey Stitches! Welcome back to my channel if you're not new here. If you're new here, welcome so hard. My name is Nisha. I art all the time. I did an art on my face and I have a get ready with me and I have a short form tutorial or get ready with me somewhere. And today I am ranking my summer eyeshadow palettes. I guess in last place, we've got the Berries by Juvia's Place. And it's not that I don't like this one. I used it quite a bit, but it's just that I can only get a couple of looks out of this. But sometimes when I don't want to think too hard, I just grab it. Second to last, and this is a little sad, but I do get a lot of use out of it, is the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments and Shadows palette. And the reason is because it's an all matte palette. I'm more into shimmers really than mattes, and also because the greens are hard to work with and the purples pull very, very pink on me. And I love the purples in here anyway. It just kind of once in a while I'll go in to do specifically a purple look, and I guess now it's going to be a fuchsia kind of day. That's my bad on the planning. Thirdly, or next least favorite, and it's not that any of these I don't like. It's just that somebody had to come in last and somebody had to come in first, and a bunch of them had to come in all the places in between. But the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Down to Earth Part 2 palette, and there's nothing wrong with this palette, but it's just that because of these two neutral quads, I find myself not reaching for this as much. But I think this very much encapsulated what summer looks like if you're into hiking and doing outdoor kind things and you live in the Pacific Northwest. This is so what summer looks like to us. And I love it. And it is also leaning a bit autumny with these two, but this is what summer looks like outdoors. And the mattes are very blendable and the color payoff is amazing. The shimmers are gorgeous, but they do fall out a lot no matter how I prep my lids. The chunkier ones do irritate my eyes a bit. And by the chunkier ones, I mean here, here, and here. But this one, they seem to be just fine, even if this one does fall out. These two don't fall out at all, but that's why this one didn't rank higher. Nextly, is nextly a word? It is today. But yeah, we've got the Whale Song palette from Menagerie, and I love this palette. I love this palette so much, but I can only pull a couple of neutrals from it. Now, I was excited about this. I was so excited when she released this for pre-order. I waited forever to get it, and it's one of my very favorite things. But I do find I can only make a handful of looks out of these. And sometimes when I'm not wanting to do a blue and green or an all blue or an all green eyeshadow look, I'm not going to reach for it. But I'm pretty freaking obsessed with it anyway. And then nextly, we've got the Sun palette from Cosmic Brushes, also Cosmic Beauty. And this would rank higher. I love this with my whole heart. I love the color story. However, I always kind of am unattracted to color stories that are orange and yellow. The only time I'm ever attracted to this sort of color story is when there's purple involved. I know. I can't explain it. I just that doesn't quite tickle my fancy all on its own, and that's what a lot of the palette is. However, I do love this palette. I love the theme. It is so summer, it is so autumn, and I'm still obsessed with it anyway. And like I said, it's just somebody had to come in last, someone had to come in first, and somebody had to come in between. Nextly, this starts getting really tough because we're at the end of it here, but the Dragon Child palette from Menagerie, back when they were makeup monsters. And I think it's more of a spring palette, but it is also giving a lot of summer. And I would rank it higher if there were more shimmer shades in here. However, I do find it is adequate. I've gotten so very much use out of this. I got this about the same time as I got the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. And I got more use out of this than I did the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I got a lot of use out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. Like this thing was all I needed almost for over a year. And that's crazy. After that, we've got the Indigo Ink, and this came in second, and it was a very close tie. And the top three were very, very close, but I love the variety in here. I love the amount of shimmers. I love how blue heavy it is, and I love the range of depth. And I love that there's a primary red in here, and I love that the pastels are, we've got the 3 neon pastels and we've got that murky aqua pastel, and there is nothing in here that feels redundant. I've pulled so many looks out of this. This was my go-to neutral for a long time, and it is very spring and summer, and I will be using it into the autumn. Now, the top summer palette in my collection, and I have more eyeshadow palettes than I think I do, but also it is comparatively compared to what we're used to seeing here online. It's a pretty small collection, but this shouldn't come as a surprise. It's my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Beauty Below palette, and like I reach for this for the artwork alone. I love how the 2 mermaids in here look like me and my best friend. You can disagree with me if you want, but I showed my boyfriend, I was like, who do these look like to you? And he goes, that looks like you and Tatiana. That's crazy. And then the quality and the color story is perfect. I'm going to be using this all year long. All year long. I can pull any season from this palette. It does lend itself to spring and summer, but I'm going to be using it all year long. The only thing is the lightest colors don't pull light enough for it to make complete sense. As far as like the inner corner goes, the lightest color in each quad is more of a mid-tone for me, but that's fine. I've got other eyeshadows for that. I don't need every eyeshadow palette to be a one and done for me, and I've made this work in a one and done way so many times anyway. Like, I've got the Creepy Cute palette to help me out if I feel like my eyes are looking a little too cross-eyed from the mid-tone shadows being right here. And everything in here, it's just so easy to work with. It's so inspiring. You could just work with each quad. A lot of companies are doing that lately, where they're organizing it in quads. And I know Blend Bunny usually does rows, but they're magnetic, so you can rearrange it in a way that is more inspiring to you and makes more sense. But this thing, I have bonded with it emotionally. I have created such an emotional attachment to it because I saw it and I suddenly remembered that I used to have such a close relationship with doing my makeup And I saw this about the same time that I started coming out of my severe depression. And this is what prompted me to start my channel. And the color story is so yummy. It's so much color, so much variety in depth, so many shimmers to choose from. It's so well balanced. And if you've got deeper skin than me, then these would probably work as pastels on you, you know? And I love that. I love that. Just everything in here is so good. So good. Even my least favorite quads in here, I made the sexiest dark smoky eye with them. And any hooters. Yeah. So those are my summer palette rankings for the year. And as we go into fall, I will do a autumn palette ranking. Anyway, I love you so hard. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, share if you are so inclined. It really helps me out on this channel. And I will see you in the next one. I love you, Stitches, so hard. Bye.